Good morning. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And here's Andrew with this morning's announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, December 10th, and it's a green day. Seniors, on Friday afternoon, you were sent a survey to submit your cap and gown order to graduation. There is no cost to do this. We simply need your measurements. Please be sure to check your email, click on the link, and submit your information today. See Mrs. Lejean in the headmaster's office with any questions. Attention Student Gov reps. Please make sure you've completed the prompts you received last week. There will be a meeting on Thursday right after school in Fuller Basement. Please contact Mr. Ryan with any questions. The Dance Department December Open House will take place Saturday, December 14th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, December 15th at 2 p.m. in the Black Box. All students, faculty, staff, families, and friends are invited to join the dancers and athletes in celebrating the end of the term. There is no charge and all are welcome. The duck hunt begins this Friday. Students, you are looking for ducks with scarves. Adults, you are looking for snowman ducks. The ducks will be hidden in Colby, Severance, Ranger, Streeter, Morse, the library, and the field house. The elf class deans will also be hidden somewhere in Colby, Ranger, or Severance. Sorry adults, this one is just for the students. Remember, you can only find one duck. If you find a duck on your class dean, return them to Student Life for a prize. Want to put on a short play with your friends? Next semester's 10-minute play festival is for you. Choose a play already written, write one yourself, sing a song, do a puppet show, perform an improv comedy set, spit some fresh rhymes on your beat track, your choice. This festival is student-devised, student-driven. If interested, please attend the informational meeting this Thursday at 3:30 in the Black Box. Email Mr. Kane with any questions. Book Club will meet tomorrow, December 11th, to discuss George Saunders' 10th of December from 5:30 to 7 at the library fireside. Book Clubbers, check your email for an RSVP form. We hope to see you there. Happy birthday today to Lila Buxton, Landon Robinson, and Ariana Santi. Happy birthday. Today we have JV and varsity boys basketball scrimmage versus U32 at 5:30 and 7. Good luck and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Andrew. So it's December, and that means that on mornings like this morning, we don't know quite what to expect with weather. So a couple of comments about weather as I delayed coming up onto stage by about 30 seconds or so as I was watching some of you trickle in, and knowing where some of you live, I realized that some of you probably just left at the normal time this morning and forgot that you'll have to clean off your car and do some things that maybe you didn't have to do a handful of weeks ago. So don't forget, we likely need to all spend a little bit more time in the morning getting here. But I also want to take a moment to say that if, given how far away some of us live and the fact that conditions change from place to place, if you wake up on a given morning and you feel like, or your family feels like it's unsafe for you to get to school on time, please do not rush. Please do not be dangerous or take unneeded risks. Simply call in and let us know. So again, we've always had the policy that if you do not feel like you can get here safely in the morning, please don't take that risk right away. If you need to wait for a road to be cleared, please do that. But do make sure you call ahead. Again, if roads are passable and you're simply just behind, that's a different story. So again, just please take your time. Be safe in these mornings, and we all want to have days where we're here, safe, sound, and able to learn well. So next, it's my pleasure that we get to continue our poetry out loud, and we have two more folks who are going to declaim this morning, and so please give a gracious and warm welcome to Hannah Lengel.
Meanwhile, by Richard Sykin. driving, dogs barking. How you get used to it, how you make the new streets yours. Trees outside the window, and a big band sound that makes you feel like everything's okay. A feeling that lasts for one song, maybe. The parentheses all clicking shut behind you. The way we move through time and space, or only time. The way it's night for many miles, and then suddenly, it's not, it's breakfast, and you're standing in a shower for over an hour, holding the bar of soap up to the light. I will keep watch. I will water the yard. Nod the tie and go to work. Unnod the tie and go to sleep. I sleep. I dream. I make up things that I would never say. I say them. Very quietly. The trees in wind. The street lights on. The click and flash of cigarettes being smoked on the lawn, and just a little kiss before we say goodnight. It spins like a wheel inside you. Green, yellow, green, blue, green, beautiful green. It's simple. It isn't over, it's just begun. It's green. It's still green.
Thank you, Hannah. Well done. And now we'll turn the stage over to Taryn Trombley. Taryn.
The Moonlight by Noah Buchholz, translated from American Sign Language by John Lee Clark. That night, the moon rose in the window. Its light touched the pane and spread over the floor. The girls climbed out of their beds and gathered in the glow where their hands came alive. Their chatter filled their chests with such gladness it flowed out past the sentry girl at the door and down the corridor till it struck the matron's ears. She rocked forward, enraged, and thundered up the corridor. The sentry girl gave the alarm. They flew for their beds. The matron burst in. Her arm swung and connected. A girl dropped. The hand of the moon went to the girl, tapping on her shoulder, tapping to no avail. It withdrew, gliding back to the window and out. When the sun came up, its blaze seething into the floor, the girls gathered again at the window. They watched as the gardener dug a hole. His shovel thrust firmly into the ground. He lifted a covered figure and let drop. Its arms were crossed as it tumbled to the bottom. The gardener grimaced and covered the hole. That night, the moon rose in the window. Its light touched the pane and spread over the floor. The girls climbed out of their beds and gathered in the glow where their hands came alive.
Thank you, Taryn. And again, as Dr. Howell said yesterday, it takes a great deal of courage to commit to memory someone else's words and to perform them here in front of a rather large audience. And to do so with such poise and so well is really impressive. So one more round of applause for Taryn and Hannah. It always takes a few days for the debrief and for the comments to roll in about how a day like Friday has taken place and what kind of highlights there were. And while I've yet to hear a full report on sophomore stewardship and how things went for our ninth graders on Friday, I did have the pleasure of seeing 11 capstone presentations on Friday. And I heard about some outstanding projects. So again, capstone is a tense moment where as folks come up, there's all that there is to do with the presentation itself. But there's a large project that sits behind that presentation. And that's the joy, is to hear about the work that's been done, the passion that is hopefully there, and then what the next steps look like. So again, of the 11 capstones I saw levels of passion there in each one, but I have to say that it was the second session in construction trades that really made me step back and think about capstone that day. There were 3 outstanding presentations and 3 projects that were talked about. And there was a comment that was made after the session that I thought was just awesome. And the comment was, and it wasn't made to me, so I'm going to apologize for a brief second to Nate Ante, who made this comment, because it wasn't made to me, but I overheard him say, man, it was hard enough to do this presentation here in the construction trades shop. There's no way I could have gotten up on Fuller Stage to do this. And I thought about it, and while I didn't say it to him, I'm saying it to you now, Nate, I wish you would have, because I would have loved to have a larger audience hear what you and your other presenters in that session had to say, because your projects were exactly what we'd hoped for in capstone. They were built out of your recognition of a problem or a need. They were the result of lots and lots of research and study, tapping others who have expertise that you're developing, and then going at it and carrying out a project that clearly you really enjoyed doing, and something that I would dare say that you rushed off in your free time to do. And that's something that I think is really, really encouraging. So very quickly, the projects that we saw, one was the rewiring and renovation of a room in a basement. And again, Nate had a personal connection to this project. He carried out not just the electrical work, and he did that not just with outstanding expertise and to code, and he made it safe, and he actually even said that he corrected a few things that were there that needed to be fixed, that probably someone like me, maybe your dad, Nate, wired a few things up and didn't do it quite right, but he took care of that. But then he also took on some other projects. He did some framing, he did some shiplapping to cover the walls, the finish work, he did a drop ceiling. It was great, and I asked him how many hours he thought he had into it outside of class, and it was about 40. It was about a full work week of time that was spent there. So think about that just for a second, 40 hours. And again, I ask you, if you just presented, you just are completing your capstone this semester, did you spend time that you enjoyed? And you can answer that to yourselves. But if you can sit back and say, I probably didn't rush off to do that work, then I might say that's fine, that's a learning experience as well. Perhaps you can look back, and if you think, geez, if I were to do another capstone project, I might change what I did. That's okay, there's learning in that too. The other projects that I heard about in the construction trades shop, the second was Casey Pruse. And Casey did a fantastic job. He also had a personal connection to the work. He rewired a panel in a camp, and then he trenched out to a shed, and he wired that up as well. And there was a lot of work, so I would estimate that there were probably a couple of work weeks into that. And one of my favorite comments was how Casey answered a question. Someone said, that's a really long run. How did you dig that trench? And his answer was simple, with a shovel. And I'm guessing that took quite a while, Casey, but the whole project, again, very impressive. And then Evan Windrow presented on his project, which is one that is a commercial project, and one that's actually going to happen, which again, he put a lot of work into this. He hit some snags. There were some stops and goes with the customer, and so he's going to get to that. But again, I have no doubt that he'll go after the work with a lot of passion, and with folks alongside him. So again, I think there's some instruction here from seeing these three very well done capstone presentations. The presentations themselves were very well done, but the projects were awesome. And so I'm speaking to our second semester seniors and to our juniors. And juniors, I know that you did some work on Friday, and I'm excited to hear more about what that entailed and what you're thinking about. But I'd encourage you, second semester capstone students and juniors, think about the projects. And maybe one of the questions you might ask yourselves, is this going to be a project that I'm going to be excited to race off and take some time to do? If you can answer yes to that, then you are probably on the right course. Certainly you have to hit some other key marks in your capstone, right? So you have to be focused on a design or solving a problem or being part of a professional discussion. But think about that. Will you enjoy getting out there and taking your free time, or what you'll see as possibly free time? Will that be really exciting time for you to get out and work? And if it sounds like drudgery, then it's probably not the project that you want to undertake. So again, I want to congratulate not just the three that I've highlighted, but I want to congratulate you seniors who are now past your presentations and wrapping up your projects. Well done. And again, I want to go back to a chapel talk that I gave at the beginning of the year. And I mentioned 4 students who graduated about 10 years ago, and some of the really cool things that they're doing now. And my message to you seniors was, you will do really cool things and exciting things as well. And it was a real pleasure and an honor to see what some of those things were on Friday. So well done, keep up the good work, and have a great day. Faculty.